This chart is for Ron DeSantis. I have his birth date as September 14th, 1978, in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't have the time, so I'm just doing it sun in the first house until I can find the correct time. As you can see here from Ron's chart, he has a concentration here of Saturn and Mercury, the Sun and the North Node, all in Virgo. He has Saturn very close to Mercury. When Saturn is close to Mercury, it gives a personality of someone who is very unsure of themselves, especially regarding their intellectual prowess. And so these are the type of individuals that either will avoid discussions that are too abstract, or he will become an expert on one very thing and then use that to try to impress other people with his intelligence. But in general, Saturn really close to Mercury like that, it's an individual who's never going to feel like he's on the same intellectual level as, for instance, someone like Obama or it's hard to think of anyone on any intellectual level these days. There are morons out there, but anyone, it basically just creates that, and because of that, and because it's in Virgo, it creates a very defensive type of personality, and you can see it now. He doesn't do very well with the news, with the media. He doesn't like to let the media know that where he's going, because he doesn't want to have to answer those questions. He's not good at it. He's not good on his feet. He's good at little details, but not very good at getting the big overall picture. And because of this, what's going to happen is he has the transits. He has Saturn, which is now at 4 degrees. It's going to be making an opposition to this Saturn he was born, and to his Mercury, and then to his Sun, and then to the North Node. This is all be coming up starting 2024. In February 24, it'll begin. And for him, February 24, that's the beginning of the election year. So with Saturn opposite all of those planets, which is his strong point, I would imagine that he's going to have a very tough time running his campaign next year. There's going to be oppositions at every point. He's going to find that if he doesn't have his act together, if he doesn't have himself intellectually ready to handle the kind of questions that are going to be thrown at him, that he just can't lie and bully like he does when he's in Florida, or when he's hanging out with his crowd, or the MAGA crowd. So essentially his campaign is going to run into a lot of problems coming up, and because of that, I don't think he's going to even be nominated. And that's not the only thing. Let's look at Pluto here. Pluto's is making, well, it won't be making this aspect to the moon for many years to come, but Pluto has moved out of Capricorn, and in his case, that would have been good for him because he has planets in the earth signs, Taurus, and of course all these planets here in Virgo. So now that Pluto is moved out of Capricorn, he no longer has that wonderful energy working for him of power, of being of someone of substance and gravitas. And now the Pluto has moved over into his Aquarius, and he doesn't have much in the way of air signs. He's not an intellectual. He's not a person of great communicating abilities, or a person of great ideas. Basically, is very unspecial. There's nothing about this individual that would make you think that he's going to be doing something for people. And he has across the moon, Venus in Sagittarius. So that adds to that character of his where he, Venus in Scorpio, excuse me. Venus in Scorpio, that person feels unloved. They're always looking for love. He's out there hoping that the people will love him. And when he sees any signs of where people don't love him, naturally he wants to get away from there or attack them or criticize them because he has this overpowering need to feel like he needs to be loved. So between the feeling of I need to be loved, but no one loves me, and I feel intellectually inferior. Um, these kind of things will show up pretty clearly in his, and he starts in the campaign, and he's already losing. He was earlier in the year, he was up on top, and now DeSantis is losing ground. His popularity among Republicans has dropped like 20 some points. That is a lot. As well as the negative publicity he's been getting lately from his really extreme right-wing stances he's taken in Florida, and for not showing up when there was a flooding disaster in Fort Lauderdale, among other things. So we can watch his trajectory, and it's headed downward. Thank you.